Mr. Bertolino, we thank you for your time. Some major news today, and the remains have been identified. Tell us what you've learned.
Just a short while ago, I confirmed with Chris and Roberta Laundrie that representatives from the Northport Police Department visited their home and advised them that the remains were positively identified as those of Brian.
Have they been asked to identify the remains in person?
No, they have not. We had previously provided items for DNA testing and confirmation, and my understanding is that is what was used to identify the remains.
Under the circumstances, I think, first of all, this is difficult news for any parent to receive. How are your clients doing?
I've been using the word distraught for the last couple of days now, and, they're extremely upset. And for some unknown reason, there are still people outside of their home, yelling and screaming and causing a ruckus, which, any parent that's grieving the loss of a child should not have to deal with that.
This has been a difficult few weeks for so many families, the Petitos as well. Do your clients understand the focus and attention on them?
Of course they understand it. And it's been, how shall I say, it's been very difficult to bear.
Many have asked why they got a lawyer, why they hired you.
And?
I'm sorry, you cut out there. I'm going to ask that again. Why did your clients lawyer up?
You used the term lawyer up. I've been a friend of Chris Laundrie for over 25 years. And when I got a phone call from Chris advising me that he was getting some inquiries from law enforcement, he asked me if I could assist him. And of course, I was more than glad to do so.
At any point in the last 5 weeks, have you spoken with Brian Laundrie?
Yes, I spoke to Brian Laundrie on September 12th and September 13th.
And what can you share about that conversation?
Not much. Any conversation I had with Brian Laundrie is privileged. I can tell you that, Chris and Roberta have been worried about Brian Laundrie since Brian went out for the hike on that Monday. And, from there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of accusations. A lot of news outfits have proliferated that misinformation. And I firmly believe that's why these protesters are out there, because this has just become a circus, which there was no need for it to be that way.
Did you ever see Brian Laundrie in person when he returned to Florida?
I did not.
And when was the last time his parents saw him before he went hiking?
The morning he left for the hike.
Have you believed over the last few weeks that he was alive?
We were hopeful that he was alive because we had not heard from him and there was no sign of him after all of the search efforts that law enforcement had made. Obviously, each passing day and week, we understood that there might be a grim reality coming in the future. Those were confirmed today.
Did Brian's parents share with you, did he share a plan with them?
A plan for what?
A plan for what he was going to do.
His plan was to go out for a hike and absorb the fresh air, is what I understand.
Was Brian in communication with his parents after he left the house on cell phone or in any other way?
No, he was not. I believe that was clarified, that Brian had left his cell phone at home.
Did Brian have any way to communicate?
And yet, excuse me, Monty, and yet the news outlets, indeed Fox News just yesterday, had an anchor and pundits on their air setting forth how the Laundrie parents and myself were communicating with burner phones with Brian over the last several weeks.
Well, I think there's a lot of
questions.
There's a lot of questions that everyone has. So my question to you is, have you communicated with Brian at any point after you spoke with him on the phone on the 12th and 13th?
No, I haven't.
Did you know where he was?
I knew that he went to the reserve.
Let's talk about the reserve. A lot of people can't wrap their minds around the fact that the reserve had been searched week after week, was reopened to the public, and then less than 24 hours, the parents went out there. What did they share with you about their reasoning for going out there and why they knew specifically where to go?
Marnie, as I've stated several times yesterday and now throughout today, it's not about knowing specifically where to go. The park was just recently opened. I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday that the park was open. Chris and Roberta wanted to go in the park again to search for their son. Specifically where to go was start at the beginning. And as has been, how shall I say, confirmed, both with a news reporter and with the police department and the FBI being present, they started at the beginning of the preserve. It just so happened that that's where Brian was. So my thought would be anybody who's questioning that, it's not too bright.
Well, clarify that, because I think no one has the answers here. Certainly the public doesn't. You have more answers than most. We assume that the parents knew more than we do. So clarify what the public doesn't understand about what's going on.
What the public doesn't understand, I don't understand. You have a trailhead. The trailhead marks the beginning of a trail. You don't jump from the sky and land in the middle of the preserve. You start at the trailhead. That's where the parents started. The parents walked into the park from the entrance to the park or the trailhead. They went about a mile or so, and that's where they found the items and the remains. What is so difficult to understand about that?
Well, I think it's hard to grapple with the fact that the reserve had been searched so extensively by FBI professionals over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and they hadn't come across anything. And then all of a sudden, we have several items and human remains. I think that's what people aren't fully understanding, the timing of that.
So once again, I don't understand what the public doesn't understand. Everyone from the FBI to local enforcement to news reporters, to the Laundrie family, has confirmed that area of the park was underwater. I am told that it was waist deep at some times. So from 4 to 5 weeks ago being completely underwater, when the search teams went through there, what did they expect to find? Now that the water has receded, the woods off the trail are more accessible. It's not very difficult. Because it's very simple and the public doesn't understand simplicity or the truth, you want to make something of it. And when I say you, I don't mean you particular, I mean the public.
So walk us through the phone call that you got from the Laundries. Was this Tuesday night? They said, we want to go back out to the reserve. What was that conversation like, and what did they tell you?
So to be clear, I talked with the Laundries at least twice a day for the last month. And when I spoke with them on Tuesday evening, Chris informed me that he wanted to go to the reserve on Wednesday with Roberta. They wanted to know if I thought that was a good idea. We talked about it. I said, it absolutely is a good idea, and it's fine, you should go. But are you concerned about being followed by the press? They indicated to me that they were concerned about the press, but they were willing to deal with it as they've been dealing with it. I said, I think it's a good idea to notify law enforcement. And I did so through a text message to my contact at the Northport Police Department. The responsive text message was a very short, thank you for the heads up. Wednesday morning, when Chris and Roberta were at the preserve at 7 a.m., law enforcement was there respectfully to accompany them. And what I was told afterwards, that their main purpose or concern was that the press didn't harass the Laundries through the preserve.
Did they ask you to contact the police?
No, they did not. Obviously, it was something that I suggested, and it's a good thing that we did. It's imagine what the public would be thinking if the police weren't there. Imagine what the public would be thinking if a lot of this wasn't caught on video. And still, with an independent reporter and a representative of law enforcement from a local agency, a representative from the FBI being present, and you still have these nonsensical people putting forth ideas that certain items were planted.
You've called that
Now that-
hogwash. You've called the suggestion that items
Now
were
that we know
planted
that
were
the
hogwash. Why is that?
I'm sorry, we were speaking over one another. Can you repeat that?
Yes, of course. You have suggested that any claims that the Laundries planted items in the reserve is hogwash. Why?
Marnie, I thought I was very clear in just explaining to you why. If you've got the FBI, the local PD, an independent news reporter, all there at the same time seeing the same thing, you've got quote unquote surveillance of the laundries 24/7 by protesters and people of the press. When did you think these items were planted? And do you really think the laundries had skeletal remains of their son, in a plastic bag and brought them to the preserve? Do you realize how ludicrous that is? How aggravating, how maddening it is to even hear those things? And the fact that it's being put out there by the press as well, that's where my level of frustration and anger is coming from. Maybe somebody with a platform should step up and say, hey, knock it off. This is just silly. So if I'm the only one who has to say that this is hogwash because I didn't want to say the word bullshit, then I'm going to say it. It's bullshit. And I'm sorry if John Q. Public doesn't get that.